Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord and welcome to a new installment of my SeetherTalks series here on YouTube. And oh my god, I'm finally back to making another video. Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Back again.
But yes guys, I'm sorry for being gone for so long. I've just been taking some time to myself personally to have kind of a vacation from YouTube for a while because I feel like that would have been best for me because I was stressing myself out for YouTube for a while. So I think that was a really good mental break for me from YouTube. And as you can see from my last video, I made my official return with my trailer for Attack of the 50-Foot Woofer, which I will say was a major success at the box office, making over $14 billion, becoming the most successful movie of all time, surpassing Avatar easily. And I will acknowledge that a lot of people think that it's actually really cringe, which it is, but I will say personally, at least it's not as cringeworthy as the new Transformers movie. But yes, now that I got that out of the way, we can actually go into the topic of what we're going to be discussing for my SeetherTalks video for today, and that is discussing the concept of commissioning a fursuit within the furry fandom. So as a lot of people might know that within the furry community, a very small portion of people within the said community own a fursuit. And that commissioning and getting your own fursuit is a very long and drawn out process that very few people within the community are able to actually get. Now for me, I've broken down the concept of commissioning a fursuit into two major aspects. The first one being budgeting to afford to buy one, and the other one is finding the right suit maker and actually commissioning them. So let's go into the first aspect of getting a fursuit, and that is known as budgeting. Now I want you guys to be aware of the fact that you do not need a fursuit to feel like you're represented well within the furry community. Now, a lot of people might say that you need a fursuit in order to feel represented within the furry community. Know that that's not true. You can represent yourself within the furry community in any form of way, be it, from making artwork or, writing stories or making music or making YouTube videos involving furries. I feel like everyone has their own unique way of expressing themselves within this community, and so I don't like the fact that a lot of people think one way is the only way, like getting a fursuit. And also know that fursuiting is not made for everyone, so if you really want to get one, make sure to take some time to make sure to yourself that you are ready to get one and you're going to be responsible enough to take care of it. And once you saved up enough money and you budgeted properly and you know that you can afford one of these, I think you can move on to the second aspect of getting a fursuit, which is finding the right maker. So when it comes to finding the right fursuit maker, there is one major thing I would highly recommend you doing in terms of getting one, and that is read reviews. Read reviews, because a huge aspect I feel like is really important when it comes to getting a fursuit commission is finding a maker that is both cooperative and well communicative when it comes to getting the fursuit made and shipped to you. And I have heard a bunch of stories where a bunch of fursuit makers cause drama with the people that commission them because of the lack of communication during construction. A lot of those examples include, messaging them on Facebook or on any form of social media or through email, and there being a 2 or 3 week period with absolutely no communication from the maker whatsoever. And it gets a little bit scary when that person has your money and they have no response back to you and you getting what you paid them for. So definitely make sure to read reviews and see what past people who have commissioned the said fursuiter have, said about them to see what they think in their terms of communication with them as well. Also make sure when you're reading the reviews to make sure you find a fursuit maker that makes high quality suits that will last pretty long and is in all ways very well with constructing and using the right fibers. I will say that I personally got very lucky because the first person I looked to get a fursuit commission was the person known as Blue Wolf Studios, and they were extremely well cooperative with me in terms of getting my fursuit made, getting it shipped on time. They were always so cooperative, and they are very well in terms of communication. Because if you're interested in getting a fursuit, I would highly recommend you go check them out and commission them because they are high quality in terms of both service and quality of their suits. So once you found the right fursuit maker along with all the money you need to pay for it, it's time to get started on actually construction of the fursuit. When you get starting to the part of construction, make sure you provide good reference material, like a nice ref sheet of what you want your fursuit to look like. And also a lot of them are going to be asking you for what kind of fursuit material you'll have for your fursuit. One question that will stick out in their mind is when they're going to ask you, do you want a foam fursuit or do you want a resin fursuit? I would personally recommend going with a foam fursuit head rather than a resin fursuit head because of the fact that it's both more affordable and they're a lot more durable and can last longer than a resin fursuit head. And one last thing I would definitely recommend if you're going to start out fursuiting is that if you don't have any previous experience with mascotting or anything of that nature, I would recommend going with a partial fursuit first and then working your way up to a full suit after you've had experience with a partial suit. And also know that the process to get your full suit is going to be a lot more difficult if you do the full suit rather than the partial suit because of the fact that you're going to have to send in a duct tape dummy of your own body so that way you can get it for the full suit. So yeah, if you have the materials you need for the And one final thing I will mention about getting your fursuit is you're going to have to be patient, because these fursuits can take a very, very long time to make, especially if you have multiple people also commissioning the person that's making your fursuit as well. I personally would say that a fursuit is going to be about 4 to 5 months waiting period in terms of construction and shipping, depending on where you live. And that's all I have to really say about getting a fursuit commission within the furry fandom. I would just honestly recommend to be smart and be careful with who you trust your money with online, and make sure you're going to be sure that you're going to be liking your fursuit once you get it. So that is pretty much wrapping up my SeetherTalks video for today. I'm so glad to be back on YouTube, and I can't wait to make more videos for you guys. Expect a ton of more videos coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button to further help me out, as well as hitting that subscribe button if you have not already to help me out as well. I've been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys in the next video. So goodbye, everyone. Attack of the 50-Foot Woofer will get a sequel, I promise you.